Adeogun. My name is Demola Adeogun, the host of the show, and I have our hosts and our lead facilitator, Mr. Bello Olamiji. Mr. Bello, welcome to today's show.
Yeah,
It's
Mr.
good to have you
Demola, good
here.
evening from here. Yeah, good evening from the air.
All
It's good
right.
to be here again. Yeah,
Okay. This is the second
yeah,
session for 2026, and I believe it's going to be an amazing one. For those of you that are just
yeah.
joining Pixel's Pulse for the first time, Pixel's Pulse is a live design session where creative designers, brand professionals, graphic artists join us in a live design class where we work on various design briefs, the various design process from ideation to conceptualization down to execution. Why? Because we believe and we know that when you see creative directors and people that have been doing this for a very long time, as a creative professional, whichever level you are in your creative journey or your design journey, and when you're a part of an active live design brief, it gets you better. So, Mr. Olamide, what should we be expecting for today's session?
Yeah, Mr. Demola, thank you. So actually, today's section is quite simple. It's
All
quite
right.
what's it called, engaging also, and it's
Okay.
quite interesting. Some people might feel hungry while what's it called designing the design because it has to do with biscuits or cookies. Yeah,
Oh, beautiful.
it has to do with cookies. Yeah,
Okay,
so some people might
beautiful.
be hungry during the process. Yeah, so actually it's going to be something simple but engaging, and
All
we're
right.
going to learn all about it. The process at which you can go from, as we said before, going from the ideation to the execution.
All right. Okay,
So, and I'm going to
fantastic.
take them through the whole process. Yeah.
All right, okay, beautiful. Now, for those joining on TikTok, we are live on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and search for Ace Creative Connect Plus. Why? Because we're going to just be having the beginning session on YouTube, but after which we're going to, I'm on TikTok and YouTube, but after which we're going to be focusing straight on YouTube. And we are also streaming on Twitch. And the idea basically is that you're going to be a part of the session. You see us actively getting our hands dirty and designing. So while Mr. Olamide preps up, and we wait for other members to join. Why? Because this is powered by a creative community, a creative community. I'm going to be just walking you through one or two things that you need to know while Mr. Olamide gets ready and we wait for members of the community and people that want to be a part of this to join. I will just be walking you through an introductory session basically for this. Now, for those on TikTok and for those that are watching from different parts of the world, please ensure you go to our YouTube, Is Creative Connect Plus. That's where you're going to be experiencing the live design class with Olamiji. Now, in today's session, while Mr. Olamiji preps up, I want to just quickly discuss something briefly in the next 3-4 minutes. And what I'm going to be discussing is steps that a graphic artist, a brand professional, an art director need to take when you're given a brief. Now, the beauty is that what I'm about to discuss, we're going to be practicing it right here. So if you have any thoughts, any comments as we're executing this current brief, please drop in the chat section and I'm going to be responding. So what are the steps that you need to take as a creative professional when you're executing a brief? What do I mean? When you have a brief right in front of you to work in a particular creative processes, what are the 8 steps that you basically need to go through when you are executing a creative brief? Now, I'm going to list them out and I'm just going to walk you through some of those steps while we wait for other people from the community and people that want to be part of this to join. Now, step one is that you need to understand the brief. Now, these are 8 steps that you need to take to execute a brief properly. Number one, you need to understand the brief. You need to decode what the problem of the brief is. Number two, you need to ask strategic questions. Now, this is the inquiry section where you basically understand whether it's what you're about to create or what the brief is all about, whether it's a sales brief or it's a marketing solution problem you're going to be solving, or basically whether it is a brand problem you're about to solve. There has to be that process where you have what we call a conversation with the client, or you have a conversation with whichever organization that you're working for. Now, number three is research and discovery. Now, this section is the part where you basically do research, understand what the brand is all about, look at competitive analysis, the brief you are given, understand what target market, target demography that the creative is centered for. Now, the next thing is that what you need to define your creative direction. Strategy is first. Now, the mistake most creative professionals and freelancers make is that once we are given a brief, you just go deep dive. No, ensure that you go through these various steps. Why? Because when you do, what happens is that what execution becomes seamless, corrections becomes reduced, and you realize that what is going to be a short timeline when you go from what ideation, conceptualization to what execution, and you'll be able to move to the next project. Now, when you do what we call what define what your creative direction, this is where you work on your conceptualization, you work on what your mood board. Now, that's going to take you to the next stage, which is what ideation and conceptualization. This is very, very key. This is number 5. Now, number 6 is your design execution. Now, most of us, we go from number 1, understanding, and we jump to what number 6. No, you have to go through the 8 steps, step by step, when you're executing a design brief. Now, the next thing is what we call, after you've designed it, you have to have what we call an internal review. Run it by various members of the team to review it, to say that every scope that has been given to the brief has been executed. Now, lastly is presentation. Now, presentation is very, very important. The reason why this is important is because how you present and you sell the idea, the conceptualization, the design rationale would basically be very important on how the client is going to accept it. Now, this phase is all about what storytelling. When you are selling the creative to your client, you need to explain the rationale, the story behind it, the thoughts, why you use a particular image, why you use a particular color, why you use a particular color psychology. All of this is very important in both executing the brief. All right, Mr. Olamiji, do you want to speak to this before we get our hands dirty and start designing?
Okay, yeah, I would love to speak to it. Yeah. So based on what Mr. Demola have said, I feel design is a process. And the process for you to work professionally, you need to follow what's it called, the due process at which work is being done. So I know when you start design, you just feel like, oh, let me get the work done, let me submit, and
Exactly.
that's it. But as you move ahead in the what's it called in the industry, you understand that there are process to things, and these processes actually help you understand the main impact the project is trying to what's it called is trying to solve, or the main problem the project is trying to solve. And for you to understand the main project is the problem, sorry, the project is trying to solve, you have to also what's it called understand the process behind it. So you have to understand the brief, then gather the what's called go to ideation. But before ideation, there's something we used to do also. How will I put it? If you've worked in what's the creative agencies, you brainstorm, which is also part of ideation.
Brainstorming, very key.
You
Yep.
brainstorm with your team. So you have to understand the story, you have to understand what's it called, the pain points, you have to understand so many things. So when you understand that, then you can now what's it called, tackle, go for ideas, research. Do your research as in go down as far as you can go. Because your research also, will help you in what's it called, getting more ideas. You might feel like in your head as a designer, you feel like, okay, this one works. But actually the idea might works for you, but based on what's it called, based on you've understood what's the problem the designer actually want to solve, you've understood the target audience, your idea as a designer might not work anymore. So you have to
Exactly.
research and look for what's it called, the idea that actually fits into what's it called, into that. So you research, get the ideas, then you can get your own data from there.
All right.
So after getting your NDT, you're good. You feel like you can get your then after you're done with your designs and you've ticked all the mark, present it, because when you present now they can actually evaluate what you've done so far.
All right.
If it actually correlate with the problem itself, if it's actually solving the problem, because we as the designers we might feel like, yes, I've done something great, I've done something magical, but does it really solve the problem?
All right.
So because design actually is not about okay, I've done a great work, but is it solving a problem? Is he actually communicating? Is he as well is for a brand? Is it bringing money for me? They will ask you, how will this thing bring money for me? So that's it. So that's where I will
All
stop now.
right. All right. Now, so before we talk about the brief that we're going to be executing today, for those on TikTok,
Yeah.
go to Ace Creative Connect on YouTube. That's where you're going to be seeing the live design session where we're going to get our hands dirty and go on hands-on designs. And you see step-by-step process on how to execute a design from ideation to conceptualization to execution. Now, what we need to understand is that as designers, whether art directors, especially people that have had experience in creative agencies, is that we are solving basically 3 major problems. We're either solving a sales problem, or we're solving a marketing problem, or we're solving a brand problem. So those are the major problems: a sales, a marketing or a brand problem or a communication. Yes, that's the fourth. Sales, marketing, communication, or a brand problem. So we need to understand that what, irrespective of whatever brief we have, we need to take our clients through what we call what a journey, the execution
A
journey. And
journey,
this is
yeah.
where
Yeah.
communication also come into place, because the client is not just paying for a design at the end. The client is paying for what we call what an experience. So if you can give your clients an experience of the creative journey, from how you came up with the conceptualization to the mood board, what would happen on the long run is that what, by the end, the client is a part of it and appreciates the effort and everything you put behind the work that has been done. All right, Mr. Lamiju, so what's the brief for today's design before you get your hands dirty
Oh,
and you start executing?
okay. Yeah, so we'll be working on how will I put it? There's a particular biscuit that I actually like and I love so much.
Okay, so you're
It's
going to be
called,
working on the cookie and the biscuits. Nice.
yeah. I actually love it so much. I eat it almost, let's say, 3 or 4 times in a week.
Okay,
So
that's
it
interesting.
gets me, yeah. It get me going. So I just feel like, okay, I'm going to create something actually on this. Let me create an ad for it because I really don't see it out like that. But I think people buy it a lot. So I'm trying to create an ad for it. So I'm trying to solve a problem with that. So we are creating the ad for Fab, but it's actually a product-led ad, not lifestyle. It's actually a
Mm-hmm,
product-led ad.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can you still hear me,
So,
please?
yeah, we can hear you. So that means that the client has reached out to us and he wants us to create a product-led advertisement, I'm sorry, advertising campaign for this particular product. So that's what the campaign is all about. A
Yeah.
product-led ad that will probably be on out of homes, will be on various digital assets and on social media. So that's the brief for this particular product. So if you have any comments or if you have anything, you can drop on the chat. We're going to be responding to it. And if you want to be part of the creative process, just drop your thoughts on the chat. I'm going to inform Mr. Olamiji your suggestion, and he's going to put it in his design. All right, Mr. Olamiji, you can share your
Yeah.
screen and we
Yeah.
can get started. So for those
Okay.
that are watching on YouTube, for those that are watching on Twitch, I'm going to be behind the scene. And if you have any thoughts, anything you want him to increase on the design, just put there. For those that are watching on TikTok, I want to promise you that the next session we're going to be having, we're going to be creating a better interface for you so you can experience the design at real time. Our tech support team is already working on that, but we couldn't perfect it for today. But go to YouTube, that is Ace Creative Connect. Ace Creative Connect. Search for Ace Creative Connect. They are going to be part of this experience, because at some point we might be pausing this so that you can have a major proper view of what is going on, of what is a major proper experience of what we're having. This is a 100% practical creative session where we walk designers from briefs to ideation to conceptualization to execution. All right, so please go jump on YouTube right now. It's Creative Connect and be part of the amazing experience. Mr. Alameju, over to you. So don't forget to drop your comments on the chat. We are definitely going to be bringing it to the attention of our hosts and our facilitator.
So can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, now this is the brief. So I'm just going to what's it called, go through it so we can all see. Yeah, according to the brief, we have the name of the biscuit is Fab, and is by Hide and Seek chocolate biscuits. Also, is a product of Pau G. If you all know Pale G, yes, it's a product of Pau G. So according to the project object overview, it says what's it called, create a high impact. You can see create what's it called, a high impact. So not just something simple, something that was that can be impactful, something engaging, creating an high impact and mouth-watering digital advertisement for Fab Hide and Seek chocolate biscuits that communicates indulgence, fun, irresistible chocolate richness. The Fab should should immediately trigger craving and excitement, especially among young consumers. So we can see what the client actually wants. So creating a design whereby when you see it at first, you want to eat it, you want to have a taste of it. So that is what we are being told to create, and it has an objective. It says what's it called, drive instant appetite appeal. But that was what I said earlier, that while creating this design, you will want to eat something, you will feel hungry. So yeah, and also going forward, he said reinforce Fab as a premium yet chocolate biscuit snack. So it has to look premium. It has to look what's it called? Exquisite. That's another thing. Then what's it called? The highlights, richness, chocolate flavor, crunchy biscuit texture, then what's it called? Playful indulgence. And they also gave us the what's it called? The target audience. So that means whatever we are creating, we have to have what's it called? Who we are creating it for in mind, which are what's it called? The end user. Mr. Demola, please confirm if you can still hear me. Mr. Demola, please confirm if you can still hear me.
We can
You're
hear you live
muted.
and direct. Sorry, I was talking to our
Oh,
TikTok
okay.
audience.
Okay. Yeah. So we have the target audience, the primary target audience, which are the Gen Z and the young millennials, and they said from age, what's it called, 15 to 30. But we know young ones also eat it, the ones of age 10. So in my mind, I'm including them. Yeah. Then we have what's it called, snack lovers, students, and what's it called, urban youths. Someone like me, to be sincere, I really like what's it called, Fab a lot. I buy like a pack of it inside. It just get me going. Yeah. And the secondary the audience, families and impulse snacks buyer. I also fall into that category. Then psychography, fun loving and visual driven. So if we have the chance, we are going to create what's it called? We are going to follow this psychography idea using the lifestyle direction. Maybe in the next class, we are going to what's it called? We are going to use that. So again, we have attracted to bold color and rich food visuals. So we have to use colors that what's it called? That looks bold and rich. And don't forget they said the words. They said it is what's it called. It has to be what's it called, premium. So don't let us forget that. Then the key message: Fab is not just a biscuit; it is a chocolate experience. So if you can see, there have been a mention of chocolate. So we have to find a way to what's it called, to impute it in the way we design. You have to impute chocolate in our design. So key message. So okay, we've done the key message. Supporting line, so fabulous, which is the what's it called, the headline, so fabulous. So still trying to what's it called, still trying to bring in that, how do I put it, that energy, and still using the name of the what's it called, of the biscuit itself, which is fab. So we are saying that the biscuit is so fabulous, the taste is so fabulous, the what's it called, the feeling you get after tasting it is so fabulous. So we have to what's it called, give that what's it called, that fabulous experience while designing. So this communicates pleasure, richness, treat what's it called, and treat yourself energy. So this is where it ends. So now, following this brief, are you getting me? The next thing me I will do, if I let's say I've done the brainstorming with the team, the next thing I'm going to do is to go online and look for the biscuit itself, right? And look for related, how will I put it, biscuit or cookies that looks like it. Are you with me? And I'm going to do my, what's it called, my competitive analysis. Look for, okay, what are the people doing something like this, just like what Fab is doing. What? Let me look at the brands or products that do the same thing as Fab. That's the next thing to do. So I'm going to just share you. I have the product of that biscuit with me. Let me see. Uh, yeah, I think I have it. I'm coming. Image exports. Yeah. So I was able to download the biscuits. You can see my screen, the products. I have it. This is the biscuits. This is it, and this is what I was that was given to me by the client. I don't have what's it called. I don't have the actual um 3D version of it. So, but I need to what's it called, make it. I need to make it look good, make it look what's it called, great. So I need to do something outside what I've been what's it called, I've been given. So I'm going to show you guys what I did to make it look amazing. So now I need to go to my what's it called, to my Pinterest, where I can generate different mood board. Are you getting me? And what did I actually search for? Um, let's go. Let me go back. So you can see I said biscuit creative ads. That was the first thing I actually searched for. So yeah, I'm trying to what's it called? I'm trying to gather ideas. I'm trying to see how other brand does it, if they do it better. So that's what I'm trying to do here. So going on Pinterest, I fell in love with this. The first thing that was the first thing I saw. I fell in love with this, so I picked it. Also, going again, I fell in love with this. This I actually love this. And the reason why I love this is that this gives me what's it called? The energy was there first. Everything looks vibrant. It looks like it's actually
All right, so I think we have lost our host. Basically, I want to believe he's having technical issues. So while we wait for him to join, what we can see that is happening there is, remember we spoke about the 8 steps. So I'm just going to try to buttress on some of the things he spoke about while we wait for him to try to connect back. I want to believe he's probably having technical issues. Now, you notice one of the first thing he did was that what he read the brief. Now, after reading the brief, he tried to understand the brief, which is very, very important. Now, the next step, which obviously was not, is not probably possible on this call, because obviously this is a live session, is asking what strategic questions. So this is where usually you have a one-on-one with the clients to understand where they are in their business. If you're working on a logo design, get the vision of the company, the mission statement of the company, the slogan of the company. If it's a brand design, understand how many colors they want to use. For those of us that do logo designs, you know that you don't go more than 3 colors, minimum 2. One color is the best. So you ask for what their preferred color is. In that time, while they're giving their preferred color, you educate them on the psychology of color and the importance, right? Now, it doesn't mean that you have to work with their colors, but at least it's good to have a perception of what the client likes. Now, if it's a marketing problem where you're having this strategic question brief session with the client, you ask them what the campaign is for, on what asset is it going to be. Is it going to be on out of homes? Is it going to be on digital print? You get the requirements for those things. All these things are actually what very, very important. You need to understand what their audience are. You need to ask very, very relevant questions. You need to ask them that, is there any strict brand rules? Some particular organizations, they have strict brand manuals and strict brand guide that you basically need to work with. So these are things you need to do whenever you have any brief. Now, the reason why we are sharing this with you is that in the community of creative and tech professionals, we have various people in their creative and tech journey. We have freelancers, we have graphic artists, we have art directors who have experience in working for advertising agency. So irrespective of whatever tier you are or whatever phase you are, understanding the 8 steps is very important. Now, the next one is what we call what research and discovery. This is where you do a brand audit for the brand. You understand the competitive analysis. What you can do, for example, is look at what other brands in that niche, other brands in that market is doing. Then obviously the target audience. Now you understood that when Mr. Olamiji was talking about these biscuits, he spoke about that is targeted towards Gen Zs. Now, what's the kind of designs you do for millennials or for bloomers is definitely different from the kind of designs that you do for Gen Alpha or you do for Gen Z. So it's very, very important. Gen Z's colors are a bit vibrant, they're a bit fun, you understand, and the kind of captions or the kind of copy or the kind of art direction you do matter based on the demography that you are working with. Obviously, if you are working for the millennials, they're a bit much more safe. If you are working for doing a creative that is centered towards the bloomers, they're a bit much more conservative. They're a bit much more conservative generation. Now, the next thing is you need to define what we call your creative directions. Not to worry, we're going to be listing all these things in the description of this session after the training. So we always do 3 things. We put the design assets for you after the training. That means everything Mr. Olamiji is going to be using, the images is going to be using, the fonts is going to be using. After this session, at the description of this YouTube, we would upload them for you so you can practice on your own to get better. Now, so as I was saying, you need to understand what the creative direction, what's the core ideas of the concept, what's the brand personality of the concept you want to do, what is the emotional direction behind what you want to do. Is it fun? Is it playful? Is it calm? All these things are very important in your creative deliverables. You have to have what we call a clear-cut creative direction to what you want to execute. Now, the next step is what we call ideation. Now, in the previous section, and let me just read out all the steps to you so we don't get it confused. Number one, understanding the brief. Number two, ask strategic questions. Number three, do your research and discovery. Number four, define your creative direction. Number five, ideation and conceptualization, concept development. Number six, design execution. Number seven, interview reviews and refinements. Now, I've listed all these things to you. In the course of the event, I would also be trying as much as possible to give you various tips in this place. Mr. Olamiji, it's good to have you back. So I'm going to be handing the floor back over to you while I hide in the corner, open my laptop, and practice the session with everybody.
Thank you very much. Yeah. So apologies for that. So we'll be going back. Yeah. So I'll be moving to the what's it called? The gathered idea. So we have this. Yeah. So reason why I picked this idea is because I like the way the product is coming out of the pack. So that was the reason why I picked this. Then the next one I think I love again is this. And reason why I like this, I really don't like the how the design is being done. Oh, I really don't appreciate it because it looks too it's everywhere. But I love the color usage. I appreciate the color usage there. You can see that the color is purple, and I still have how I put it, the purple also there. So I actually love that. So I'll be picking these also, so it can guide me. So these are the ideas that I will be using to create my own idea. So those are the idea I will be using. So let's move forward to Photoshop. But before I move to Photoshop, I hope you guys are ready for me because we'll be creating a magic, and I'll be putting you guys through how to do it better. So these are the elements I'll be using. First of all, this biscuit itself. I think I showed you what the brand actually wanted me to use, which is this and this. But you'll be asking that how did I get this? So to make my work easy, I called my best friend, which is Gemini, to help me through. So Gemini actually was it called helped me in creating this beautiful piece, and I'm going to show you guys what I actually did, so you guys can see the process which I was it called I went through in creating this. So I'm going to open a new window, and I'm going to show you guys what I did with Gemini. So I'm going to open my Gemini. I uploaded let me see. Demola, please just let me confirm if you can still hear me. So
we can hear you live and clear.
Trying to look for where the prompt is. Yeah, I think this is it. So Mr. Demola, please can you still hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. All right, so I think we have lost Mr. Olamiji once again. Okay, so basically, I want to believe that he's having a technical issue. So where we stopped in the last conversation, for those of us that are just joining, welcome to Pixels Pulse. Pixels Pulse is a 100% practical session where we take creative professionals, apologies for that, through the creative journey from ideation, right, or from the brief. So ideation to conceptualization and to execution. Now it's literally a hands-on, one-on-one practical session where we get our hands dirty. You'll see how we're going to come with the conceptualization of the creative briefs, and you see how we're going to create all these things, and you see how it's going to be executed, and a standard design is going to be done. Now, Mr. Olamiji is an art director of an advertising agency with years of experience. He's been involved in multiple creative and art direction executions for different campaigns, and that's why he's here to just teach us the step-by-step process. Because one thing I realized that helped me personally as a creative professional is that watching experts execute projects usually always helps you to become better. What it does is that it helps you see spots and things that you are kind of not seeing and things that you basically want to overlook. So while we wait for him to join, I'm going to be discussing the various steps that I was saying earlier, which are the steps that you need to put in place when you're executing a design. Now, you'll see him walk through these basic steps, which is number one, you have to understand the brief. Number two, you have to ask strategic questions. I've discussed that. Number three, you have to do what we call research and discovery. This is the place where you do a brand audit on the brand, understand what the brand is all about, what the competitors are doing. You need to understand what the market is, what the market share of this particular brand is. You need to also understand the problem that you are solving. Are you solving a sales, a communication, a marketing, or a brand problem for the company? This is very important. Then the next step, which is the fourth one, is that you need to define the creative art direction. Strategy is very key. I'm going to be discussing on this next. Then ideation, number five, and conceptualization, and concept development is next. Then number six is design execution. This is what most of us are familiar with. We just get the brief and we jump to design execution. Don't just jump to this stage six. Go through the first five steps before you get to the sixth one. Now the next one is seven, which is internal review. Then after which we now go to what presentation works to clients. Now in the earlier part of this video, I've spoken about the first few steps, which is the one, understanding the brief. Number two, asking the right question. Now, the next step in which I was talking about, which is research and discovery, then we're now going to be discussing what defining the creative art direction. Now, this is very important, which is you need to understand what the core concept is, what the brand personality is. I believe I've spoken about this. What the emotion is. Is it bold? Is it calm? Is it a premium brand? All this is very important. The current design that we're planning to execute, which is chocolate, is obviously a premium brand. Now, the next one is the ideation and concept development. A lot of us are used to this, but I'm going to be sharing more details on this. Now, in the concept development, from the previous section, you have worked on the mood board. Now, that's this place that Mr. Olamiji is right now. You saw him go to Pinterest to get inspiration. Another place you can also go to is you can go to Gmail. You can even put instructions on various AI tools. We have Midjourney. That's a very, very good AI tool, right? Or even Gemini by Google, and put various prompts and to give you various mood boards based on the concept you want to work with. Now, when you do that, you also now sketch out what you want to do. Also come up with what your creative copy. All these things should be ready. That would have been gotten all the way from what your mood board. Mr. Alamiji, good to have you back. Right. So
Yeah.
I'm going to be handing off over to you so we don't take too much time on this session. And I'm going to just go back on my own Photoshop and I'll follow this step. Thank you for your time once again.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. So the next thing I'll be doing, I think yeah. So that was why I was able to to create these. But it's one of my prompts. I'll create the prompt again, so I'll share with you guys. So that was why I use Gemini in creating this idea. So what I'm going to do next is to first of all, remove the background. But before I remove the background, I'm going to actually first create um, our board that we'll be using. So we'll be using pixels. Then that will be 1080. This for social media by 1350. Then I'll be using 100. Yeah. Create. So these are the things. That's the first thing to do. Then the next thing is I'll actually look at my samples idea that I want to use. Let me see if I can still get them here. So this, first of all, I'm going to download, which I'll be using as a guide for my mood board. This first, then this. So I've actually gotten this idea, which I use what's called Gemini, to tear and also bring the product a bit out. I've used this idea. So as you can see, that's the first thing I did. Then the other one, which is this guy. I actually love this creative because I love how exciting the excitement in it is the one is it for me. So it's so exciting. That was the first thing that was it called that drew me to this creative. So I have that. Then lastly, I have what's it called this. So I'm going to actually forge ahead. So the next thing I'll be doing here, so I can cancel this. We don't need this anymore. Yeah. So the next thing I'm going to do here now is to move to Photoshop. So I'm going to bring in the products that we're using. So, which is this. So the first thing I'll tell Photoshop for me to do is to remove the background. So I'm using for the 2026. So I can automatically remove the background. But if you're not using Photoshop for 2026, you have to cut out the background yourself and remove. So this will automatically help what's it called take away the background. So that's the next thing I'll be doing. So let's just hold on a bit. Why is my guy taking time? Okay, let me hide this. Don't know why the process is taking much time. Let's check again. So the file is quite heavy because I think this is around 32 MB. So what I did was to generate it with Gemini. I took it to free pick to upscale it to enhance it. So I think that was the next thing I did. So to have a what's it called, a sharper and good version of it. So yeah. So as you can see, we have it out like this. So the next thing here is to check. So this might look big. So I'm going to first convert it to smart objects. So the reason why I'm converting it to smart object, I think we all know that is the what's it called. So it can retain the what's it called, the quality whenever it's being reduced or worked on. Yeah. So I'm going to just reduce it like this. So I'm going to copy, then Command C, which is copy it and bring it to the actual file. That's Ctrl V. So you can see that it's quite big. So I'm going to also reduce it and place it where I want it to be, the exact part I want it to be. So I'm going to reduce it like that, then draw it here closer like this. So it's because of time, that's why it was recorded. But before I start this, make sure you sketch. You can sketch your placement, you can sketch where you want all your elements to be. But because of time, I can't do that on screen. But you have to sketch where your element to be, so it will be easier for you to place everything you want to place. But I have this in my head already because I've gone through the process. So I'm going to actually just draw it like this because I have it like this. So the next thing, I'm going to work on the background. Yeah, I'm going to work on the background. So for the background, I'm going to create a layer, solid color, and creating the layer, I'm going to pick the layer actually from what's it called, the product. So I'm going to pick this. Yes, that works. So I'm picking that from the product. I'm using the product color itself. So the next thing again, I want to create. Yes, they said it has to be premium, and premium for me, I like it. I want this to have a dark feel. I want it to have that premium purple fill. So I'm going to create that. So the next thing again, I'm going to create another layer. Command J, the same thing. I'm going to duplicate it. Command J. So the next thing I'm going to do there is to pick the darker parts of this. So I'm going to use this. Yes, I can just tilt it a bit to make it a bit rich. And I'm going to hide it. Or no, let me bring this up. Then I'm going to hide the lighter one like that. I'm going to hide it. So I'm going to pick my brush. I'm going to click on Ctrl B for brush. Sorry, B for brush. I'm going to use B for brush. Then I'll increase my brush. I'll make sure my I'm clicking on the layer mask. So I'm going to increase it and make my opacity 100, make my flow 100, and make sure my color here, my foreground color is white, my background is black. So I'm going to just hit it. You can see, increase it more, hit it like this, so I can have that gradient look. I want the color to also to be more here. I can have that gradient feel. I'll press X so that I can have black. So I want to clean off this part a bit. Sorry. Yeah. So X again to bring back the white. I want the light to come more from here, because if you look at the products, we can see that we have the light effect around this part. So I want to also get that. So that's why the light will be coming more from here. So the next thing again is to create another version. Command J. Then I'm going to actually use Control Delete to take it away. So I'm going to make this screen, and the brush also will be a bit smaller, not big. So I'm going to actually, so before I do that, I want to bring this down a bit. Yeah, because my text will be around here. So bringing that back, make sure you are clicking on the what's it called, layer mask B. Then I'll be doing this. I'll be doing this. I'll be doing this. Yes, I think we are there. So the next thing that I'll be doing is to put my product in a group, and also put my background in a group, because we'll be doing a lot of lightning corrections here now. So the other element I will be using is to bring in a chocolate, because if you can see in the design, we'll be using chocolate. That was called in the brief. Chocolate is being mentioned so many times. So the next thing is to bring in a chocolate. So for a chocolate, I'll be this. And let's see, I think I have another. I'll be using this. These two are the two things I'll be using. So, but going forward, the first thing I'm going to do here, I can take this away now. I don't need it anymore. So the next thing I'll be doing now is to first, what's it called, brighten up a bit. So what I'm going to do is to use exposure. So I'm going to click on exposure. Then I'm going to power clip it with Alt, holding Alt. I'm putting my what's it called, my cursor around the middle. So I'll just click it. So I'm going to increase it a bit. So there's a bit difference between what's it called, my product and the background, so it doesn't blend too much. So there will be a contrast. So that's why I'm doing this. So I'm going to duplicate this exposure again. Then I'll bring this back to 0. Reduce it like this. Then use command, what's it called, Control I in the sense. Then B, reduce. So in this space, I'm going to reduce my opacity, so it won't be too much on the product, the effect I want to do on the what's it called, on my product. So I'm going, this place is quite darker, so I need to what's it called, give it that feeling. So I'm going to darken it a bit. As you can see, I'm going to darken it a bit. Yeah. So I have that feeling now. So the next thing I'm going to do here is to bring in the first product I'll be using, which is this. So I'm going to convert this to a smart object also, and you know the reason why already. So I'm going to convert this to a smart object. So I'm going to copy it. So, but before copying, Command T, Control T, I'll reduce it because I know it will be big whenever I'm exporting it to the other side. So Command C or Control C, I can also cancel because I won't be needing that anymore. And I'll bring it here and I'll press. So make sure it is actually beneath it, not on top of it, beneath it, and I'll press Command V. So you can see it's quite still big. So I'm going to actually Command T, then I'm going to reduce Command 0, reduce this to chocolate splash. So I'll put it placing this chocolate splash like this, as you can see. I'll be placing it like this. So now, so reason why I'm trying to use this idea that I want you to I want you guys to have this feeling that there is this fab biscuit is rich in chocolates. So there's this chocolate richness. So if it's rich in chocolate, so it should be it should have that more of chocolate around it. Do you get it? So that's why I'll be using this splash. So because this chocolate itself is showing what's it called richness. So I'm going to increase it a bit and still tilt it like this. Yeah. So for my fab biscuits, I will make sure that all my exposures are linked to the product. So I'm going to increase the product also a bit. Then I'm going to bring it inside. In anything you do in this design, please don't cover the name fab because it's part of the what's it called importance of the design. Don't cover the name of the product. Do you get it? Because I've seen some designs whereby you're trying to create magic. In that process, you are covering the actual name of the product. There will be an issue. So so the next thing to do is what's it called? I want this to have this feeling that it's coming out of the chocolates. So we have to create that. So the first thing I'm going to do here is to hide my fab and duplicate this my. So before duplication, I'm going to select around it. So I will select the part I feel I need. And the part I feel I need, I'm going to call it out. So I'm going to pick my pen tool. Then I'm going to use my pen tool to what's it called? To draw the part that is needed in this. So where is my fab starting from? Starting from here. So I'm going to draw around here. So to make my work easy, I can use quick selection tool. I can use this. So I'm going to just draw. I can hide this again because I don't need it. This might take a bit of time. Just be patient with me, please. So I need this idea. I want it to look like, yeah, the biscuit is coming out of what's it called, out of this. So that's the process. That's the thing I'm trying to what's it called. I'm trying to do. Yeah. Sademola, please, can you confirm if you can still hear me? Sademola, please, can you still hear me?
Yes, we can hear
So,
you loud and clear.
okay, thank you very much. So,
Yeah, you're welcome.
so I'm trying to cut this through so we can have a clean feel. So that is why I'm trying to use the pen tool. And note, we are doing it for professional purpose, not just for practice. So you have
All
to
right,
what's it called? You have to
Mr.
be
Lamiju, while you're working,
professional in the way you what's it called.
I want to acknowledge Tracy. Tracy, thank you so much. Tracy is saying hello to you, that you're doing a great job. All right, continue. I'm just going to keep updating you
Oh,
on
thank you very
people that are
much,
dropping
Tracy.
comments. Tracy, we see you, and thank you so much for shout out to
Okay.
you. Thank you so much for dropping the message. So please, if you have any questions, drop on the chat, and we'll definitely mentioned in the conversation. Mr. Lamiji, over to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Demola. Yeah, so I'm going to cut through like that. So the easier process for this, right? You can use either your quick selection tool, or you use your select quick selection, yeah, or a lasso. You can use that, but they will not give you the actual, what's it called, effect which is needed, the actual cleanness that you need in this. So that's why I don't want to use them. So I'm trying to get it properly. So this might take a bit of time. So just forgive me. And also I'm still going to measure it with where, so we can say that we're almost done. So trying to see where the product is. So we can say that I just want it to look like it's coming out. So you guys will see the idea behind that when I'm through. Yeah. So so I can just actually just cut it like this. I think I'm done. So go out of the and go back to my start point, which is this space. Yeah. So the next thing to do here now is what's it called, select. Make it a what's it called, make a selection. After making a selection, make sure it's 0. Then press OK. So it will create a selection. Then Ctrl J, duplicate it. After duplicating, convert it to a object. Then you take it up on top of our pack. Then bring in your pack so you can see. So I'm having this feeling that yes, this biscuit is coming out of this. So as you can see, that's the idea I'm trying to, what's it called, I'm trying to get. So it looks like fab is coming out of it. So now to buttress the idea, so we have to do some lighting, some shadow, some exposure, some midtones. So we have to actually do it. So that's the next thing we'll be doing. So now on top of my pack, I'm going to create um I'm going to create this layer which is also exposure, and make sure it's what's it called, power clip on it, then reduce it. I want that dark effect. Then hide it using Control I to hide it. Then my brush, should be around 20 or 30, around that part. Yeah, let me say 25. Leave the flow like that. So I'm going to just paint in like this. So I'm going to paint in so it can give me that effect that is coming, from inside these chocolates. B. Yeah, so you can see we are actually getting there. So I can just reduce the opacity a bit, not too much, like that. Yeah. So the next thing again I'm going to do here on these my chocolates also, it has to be, I'm going to group it also. So my chocolate, I'm going to create another exposure, the same thing on it, right? Power clip it, reduce the exposure. Yes, thank you. And um, Control I. So inside it here, I'm going to actually just also paint because the product will be casting a shadow on it. So we have to actually acknowledge that also. Yeah. Let me just paint it from here. Then from the one on top, I'm going to clean it. Yeah. So for this one that we have, I'm going to create an adjustment layer on it. B, then increase my brush opacity, sorry. Then clean it. I'll use D. Make sure your foreground color is black, like that. Yeah. So it doesn't interfere with this one. So we have this already. So what's the next thing to do now? I have the second, what's it called? I have the second chocolate. But before the second chocolate, I need to work on my lightning also. So the next thing is to I'll create another light that I have here. I'm going to actually create it. So I'll be using my brush. Make sure my opacity of my brush is around 60. So I'm going to pick from here. After picking from here, using your alt to pick the color of the background. So I want to create the lighter version of this. So you've been using monochrome fill. So for the background. So I'm going to go and pick the lighter version of it. So yeah, that's what I'll be using. So increase it, not too much. So I can make a screen. Yeah. So reduce it a bit. So it's not too much. So I think I like it like this. So now on my pack, which is this, on my pack, what we are going to do again on my pack. So let me just bring this one inside. Bring it inside. So every effect stays in the group. So on my pack, I'm going to create another how I put it, curve adjustment layer. Let me use exposure. Let's just use exposure ultra since we'll be using exposure. So I'm going to create that. Increase it. Increase it. Then hide it. Control. Then bring a brush. Reduce your brush. So we want to emphasize on this highlight here. So I'm going to, I think it's still okay around this. So I'm going to emphasize on every highlight on this. So make sure your foreground color is white. So I'm going to emphasize on the highlights that we have here. On this. On this. So I'm trying to emphasize on the highlights that we have on it. So I'm going to increase it again. Though after increasing it like this, I'm going to reduce. Oh, sorry about that. So let me reduce. I'm going to reduce my brush opacity down to around 28 here. So I'm going to just nudge on it like this for it to just give it light. Yeah. So you can see now it's popping. So the next thing I'm going to do here, the same effect, because I want it to have the idea that the light is coming from this direction. This direction. So if the light is coming from this direction, you can say that we have lights here. We have lights here. So we have to also let the light be around here. So now that is um on this. On this. So I'm going to just create on our chocolate splash down, create another exposure, increase it as you can see, and what's it called? Hide it, then create the same effect. So you can say, so it can show that yeah, light is actually splashing on what's it called? There's lights on what on it. Yeah. So that's what we're trying to create. Yeah. So we've gotten that. Then on my products going forward, I'm going to create another one. Okay, instead of creating that one, I think we have one here already that we've already used. That's exposure, the dark, the shadow effect. So I'm going to bring it back and I'm going to reduce it and paint inside this guy a bit. So I want that part that yes, the shadow is coming the biscuit. So just for this one, are majorly for emphasis, right? I hope you guys are getting me. They are majorly for emphasis. Sademola, please confirm if you can still hear me. So these are majorly for
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear,
emphasis.
Mr. Alamiji.
Let me see if I'm still live.
Yes, you
Okay,
are
you can
live.
hear me, right?
Yes, we can.
Your reason
We're
why I'm
following
trying
you.
to reconfirm is Nigerian network. So
I
that's why I
totally
needed to be
understand.
confirming whether,
Don't worry,
yeah, if
we're
I'm
enjoying the
still live.
experience. I'm just going to our various
Okay.
community platforms to drop messages. You get so that and get people's
Okay,
reaction.
thank you very
Right.
much. So, these are just for emphasis, right? These are just for emphasis. Yeah, these are basically for N first E. So the next thing I'm going to be doing next is to bring in the second splash, which is this my honorable guy. So I don't want to start doing the cutting and inside the what's it called. So I'm going to do the cutting and joining here. So what I'm just going to do here is to what's it called is to cut the part I need, and the part I need I'm going to use for quick. I'm going to use my quick selection, increase my brush. So I'm going to actually just select what I need from this. Thank you very much. So this guy actually knows what I want, which is honorable. Thank you. Because I don't need this. I don't need this other part. So I don't need this other part also. This, let me take this guy down. Yeah. Let me take this down. Yeah. Trying to deselect the parts. Yeah. But I think I'll leave it like that. So this is one. Okay. So I'm going to press Ctrl J to duplicate what I have selected. As you can see, I have it. I don't like that. That's taking away the how I put it. So you know what we do to save time? Let me just use and to make it look what's it called, to make it look good. So because this will go on billboard, and if it's going on billboard and it's not looking sharp and crisp and clean, and then you've not done anything good. Let's just have that at the back of your mind. So let us what's it called? Let us actually follow. Let us look clean as we're creating. So let's create that clean process. So I'm going to just cut, then cut. So in our next class, we'll be creating the lifestyle version of this for the brand. So we'll be creating the lifestyle version. Yeah.
All right, that's actually beautiful to know. So this is more of product based, and obviously in the next one we're going to be showing
Yes.
the lifestyles. That's premium because it's a premium brand. People experiencing the brand, and that is definitely going to tell another version of the story for the brand, which also in turn would help in their marketing. So I believe that's a good one. So please
Marketing.
ensure that you
Yeah.
don't miss ensure you don't miss the next session.
The
So
next
the next
class.
session, the next class. So this session for those that are just joining happens twice in a month. Second Saturday and the last Saturday. So obviously this is the last Saturday. So please don't forget to join the next session, which is the second Saturday in February. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Demola. So now the next thing I'm going to do is to duplicate it. I have it there. Then hide this. Then yeah, convert it to a smart object. So the next thing I'm going to do is to reduce it. Reduce it. Yeah. Then copy. Command C. Then I can cancel it. I don't think I need it anymore. Yes. Then Command V. So this will be going under my what's it called? Under my pack. So yeah. So this is my pack. So I'm going to Control V underneath like that. You can see it's showing already. So I'm going to reduce it again. Then where I want it to be is what I'll do now. Yeah, this. But I want this to come like this. I'm going to reduce it also. Yeah, so this is working. So I'm going to just tilt it a bit. Yes, so it will look like, yeah. So now, so the next thing we have to check is that this my chocolate is not conforming with this my chocolate. They don't have the same color, and they don't look alike. So I need to, what's it called, control that. So I'm going to work on this to make the work faster and how I put it and easier. So what I'm going to do in that sense is to actually use Control U. This is where I'll first do it sharper. Then on my U dialog, on my U tab, I'm going to just tilt to get, okay, which one conforms, which one gives it the same color and feel as this one. As I'm tilting, I'll get what I want. Just look at me. This one is too much. I think I can set to around +2, then reduce the, what's it called, the bits. Yes. Yes, this works for me. So I'm going to press OK. So I'm trying to see how this can look better. That's what I'm all trying to work on. I don't want the, yeah, this works. Yeah, so now the next thing I'm going to do on this is to create exposure on it. Well, before creating the exposure, just group it. So be sincere, group it so you can have, what's it called, you can have it all in one place and it looks clean when you are giving your design to another art director to work on. So now I'm going to reduce the exposure for this, and I'm going to press Ctrl I on the, yes, Ctrl I. I'm going to press Ctrl I for the layer mask to hide it. Then B, make sure you increase my opacity a bit. Then paint, just make this thing a bit darker. Yes, that's what I'm trying to, a bit darker. So because there's no how, a bit darker, a bit, not too much, oh, a bit. Yeah, I think I like it like this. So the next thing I'll be doing here is to bring in our environment, the lights. I'm going to, yeah, put in some lights. So the next thing I'll be doing, so this is actually my product. So I'm going to write product. No, so this is my product. Where's my product? Yeah. Then which one is this one? Okay. So this one is my product. I'm going to name it. Then this is the splash. So I'm going to say splash 1. Then this is my splash 2. Then I'll name this one BG. Then this one, I'm just going to say top splash. Yeah. So now we are getting there. So the next thing to do here now, the effect is overall. So I'm going to first create it on my products. Create what's it called? An hue and saturation layer. Then make sure it's colorized. And I'm going to increase it to where I want the color, the hue that looks like how I put it, my product. So I'm going to reduce this a bit. So we are not there yet. So something like this, reduce the opacity, saturation, sorry, until I get something similar. I think I'm getting there. So I'm going to change this to screen. Let me see which one works better. Lightning, screen, yeah. So I'm going to change this to screen and see the color that works better. So this is just to create a popping color on it. So I feel, let me tilt. No, this is not working. Yeah, this works very well. So I'm going to hide it also. And I'm going to zoom in into my product. B, increase. Then yeah, just paint it like that. Then for this also, do the same thing. Do the same thing. So you see the reason why I'm creating this. Don't worry, you see the reason why I'm creating this. So reduce the opacity, increase the brush, then just tap on it like that. So for this, I'm going to copy this because the effect will be on all. So for my splash 2, I don't need it. Then for splash 2, I need it. So I'm going to press Ctrl V. So I'm going to power clip it and press Control Delete to bring back the black effect. Make sure my foreground is white. Then reduce. Then paint it on it. Is that my splash 2? Yes, that's my splash 2. So let me increase my brush a bit so you can see I'm having this background, the background color, this thing on it. So that's what I'm trying to what's it called get. So I'm going to put it on this also. I'm going to put it on this. So it creates a blend into the background. So that's what I'm trying to do. So for these ones also, then we have a for those that are closer, yes, white. Then for how will I put it? So underneath, on top of everything,
And
I'm going to
and obviously
create
the reason why you're doing
and
that is because that's where the light source is from. So just to make it much more
it's coming
realistic,
from
you
here.
want so because there's a purple light
Realistic, yeah.
source coming from there, the purple light source has to be casted on the chocolate and also has to be
On
casted
the
on the
chocolate, yes.
edge of the of on the edge of the chocolate and also
Of
on
the
the splash of the chocolate.
chocolate.
You get so
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
art
Thank you.
direction and in design, you have to take note of the following: light, shadow,
Yeah.
right, and realism.
Shadow.
So you have to ensure that
Yeah.
where your light source is coming from has to be bright. And if you look at the bottom of chocolate, is dark because there's shadow at the other side. So this because light source is from here, it has to go bright, and this has to go dark. So it's all those things that brings realisms to the creative manipulation. Just wanted to chip that in. Continue, Olamiji. Great one. That's a great one.
Yeah. Thank you very much. So the next thing I'll be doing here now, I'm going to increase this like this. Going to increase this just like this. Then pick color from here. Then dodge. I'm going to make this screen. Then I'm going to reduce it. Yeah. So this creates that light emphasis. So I can increase it a bit. As you can see, it creates that light emphasis on the design. Yeah. So now there's one thing I was saying to do here. On this my top, I'm going to create inside of it. I'm going to create an hue and saturation. Sorry, I said hue and saturation exposure. So we are going to create a shadow of on it. It's going to cast a shadow, and reason why because there's a part that the light cannot reach. So if the light can't get there, then it has to cast a shadow. So I'm going to actually B for my brush, then reduce it. So I'm going to start doing that. Here for this part. So and for also to bring a bit of realism, I'm going to actually just taking where I think I have shadow. I'm going to just somebody said I'm feeling hungry. I'm sorry. I told you before now. Yeah. So let me take that away. Yeah. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do now. The next thing I'm going to do now. I'm going to reduce this light few a bit. Sorry, I'm going to reduce the few a bit. Yeah. So the next thing I'll be bringing in is my text. No, 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 not my text yet. The cookie. So, according to what I told you, the client did not actually give me, they just give me the front and the back of the product to find a way to get the cookie. So, what I did was to actually cut out this cookie and I took it to what's it called? To Gemini, my best friend. And I told Gemini to help me what's it called? Enhance it. Yeah. So Gemini did what I told it to do and I got this. Where is it? Gemini actually helped me out in creating something good. Um, Let me see. Yeah, I'm trying to see where the file. Where's my PNG? Sorry. I'm coming. Yeah, so I have it here. So yeah, so I'm going to just what's it called? Open in Photoshop. So yeah, so I have it already done here. So I'm going to just copy it, Command C, then bring it here, Command V, then Command T to reduce it, to transform it and reduce. So if you can see, the biscuit I have here. So sorry, apologies. I'm going to take off the slide back. So the biscuit I have here is actually not the same as one I have on my products. So I have to make them align. I have to what's it called? I have to give it that what's it called? That same feeling. So I have to just place it first. I want this to be here. And I want another to be around here. Like this. But not, I need to tilt this again towards another direction like this. Yes. Maybe like this. Yeah. So now I need to work on this, the lightning for these ones also. But first of all, I need to first group them. Then I'll use hue and saturation on top of both. Power clip it. Then I'm going to work on the hue. I like this. So increase the saturation a bit or reduce. So increase the saturation. Then much. So I'm going to work on the hue again. That's too much. So the next thing again, I'm going to use um, exposure on it. Then increase the light a bit. So you can see it's looking similar to what you have. Yeah. So the next thing I'm going to do then now is to start what's it called? Adjusting. Yeah. So let me bring this a bit down. Let me see. I don't want it to affect anything. Yeah. So I'm going to leave this here like this. But just give it a tilt. And if I can reduce it a bit. Bring it down like this. Yeah. So the next thing I'm going to do here, with the effect and everything, group them together like this, Ctrl G. So on top of it, I'm going to exposure layer. Then I'm going to reduce it totally. And I'm going to use Ctrl I to invert and hide that. Then B on the exposure layer. B and increase it like that. So make sure my opacity is low, around 20 or 30, or within 25, 27 is what works. So I'm going to reduce this. And I'm going to just paint this through like this. Then paint this through like this. The same thing here, but this guy will be more darker because it's far away from lights. Just like if you're far away from home, there's always darkness. So make sure you know that there's light here, so there has to be a bit of it. But at least we should know that this biscuit is far away. So that's the what's it called? That's the idea. So now I'm going to create what's it called? Lights. I'm going to use exposure again because it's exposed to light. So I'm going to increase it by as much. Not like that. I want to subtle. Let me see the offset. Subtle bit on it. Yes, this type of light is good. Then I'm going to hide it again. Then B. Then I can increase. Okay, the light is increased. Make sure your foreground color is white. Then I can paint on it like this. This one, I don't think this one can just be little like this, but I can paint on this like this. Yeah. So the next thing I'm going to do here and saturation. So I'm going to bring this color back up. Yeah, and on it, let me see the effect it has on it. So I'm going to now have to, what's it called, increase it a bit, increase opacity. Yeah, that works. So what I'm going to do here to this my let me first hide this. What I'm going to do here first is to give it a what's it called, emotion effect. So I'm going to come to filter, I'm going to come to blur, I'm going to come to motion blur. So I have to work on the direction. I think it's this. I have to work on the direction, but it's subtle blur, not too much. If it's too much, it will be bad. Let me first increase it. Increase it. Let me see. Aha. So it's subtle one. Still going. When I get there, I'll let you know. Let me try 4. I think 4 is okay. So there has to be that motion feeling on it. Then the second one also, I can just actually just duplicate the effects on it. I think that's done also. Yeah. So for this, I'm going to bring in the same hue and saturation that I use for the rest. The hue and saturation I use for the products, I'm going to just duplicate it and take it up. So I duplicated that, I bring it up, I power clip it, and I press Control Delete to make the layer marks all black. Then I come back here, B, and this works. So make sure your foreground is white. Then I'm going to just paint, but reduce, sorry, I'm going to reduce my opacity of my brush. So just paint on it like that. Yeah. So I'm going to bring it, I'm going to press this. Yeah. So now, since that we have this, the next thing I'm going to do with this now is to bring in the text, which add. Now, our advice, if you are putting your text, please don't go and add straight text, so you will enjoy it. And if the client shout on you, don't come back to me. So you have to use something that, if you can see the text used on the design itself, on the product itself, you can see how it looks. So I don't have access to their, what's it called, to their actual font. So I needed to create something that works. I'll be bringing in the text I used. So I'm going to create a layer, then my text. So we have that in the brief. The headline is so, what's it called, so fabulous. So I'm going to type in so fabulous. I'm going to do it separately. So the name of the font I'm using here is Balita. So I'm going to write so separately. So this is actually to create, what's it called, to be more creative. So Ctrl J again, duplicate that. So I'm going to bring this down. So I'm going to write fabulous. Fabulous. And yeah, this. So you can see that the font also carries that feeling. So it has to, what's it called, the font also has to speak the same energy as the energy that your, what's it called, is speaking. So it's for Gen Z. So please, I don't have to mind about. I just have to focus on, okay, how straight I want you, how fun I want you to look like. Not, no, it has to be, do you get it? A bit chaotic. A bit, not too chaotic, a bit chaotic. So it has to give that energy. So I'm going to bring my soul. I'm going to bring it. Sorry, let me bring this down. And bring the fabulous down. So I'm going to just actually bring this here like this. Then my soul. So I'm going to actually bring the soul to this point. Then increase my soul also. Tilt it a bit and bring it to this point. Yeah. So let me zoom in. So yeah. So the next thing I'm going to do here now, I want to create, what's it called, an effect on it. So I'm going to take this, duplicate it, right? Then Ctrl J it and hide this one. Because the reason why I did that is because I'm trying to convert these two guys into shape. Yes, that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm trying to convert them into shape, and I will tell you the reason why I'm doing that. Convert this into shape. Convert to shape. Yes. So now that I've converted to shape, I'll tell you why I did that in converting them to shape. So I'm going to come to my pick tool here, and I'm going my selection tool. I'm going to pick direct selection. Make sure I'm clicking on my fabulous. Click on this guy here, my U, and press Ctrl. I can actually work on it alone as shape. So that's what I'm trying to do. So for my S also, I'm going to do that. Make sure I'm clicking on this. Click on my X, Ctrl T. So I'm going to actually drag it, then reduce it. then tilt it, and also for my soul, for my fab, F, Ctrl T, increase it, then tilt it, then bring it down a bit. So for my soul now, click on my S, Ctrl T, then just increase it a bit. So I want it to, okay, yeah, so I want both of them to look like they are being melted together, because chocolate gives you that melting feeling. Yeah, so from afar you can see that we are actually getting there. So I'm going to just bring it here like that. So now the next thing I'm going to do here is to go to my blending mode. So for my blending mode, I'm going to come to my, yes. So and how was this done? Make sure I pick the color from the from the products. So I'm using the product color itself. Then make sure your, what's it called? My spread is 100. My size is, what's it called? My size is around lower. So because if my size is bigger, you can see what it's giving me. So my size is around this. That was how I got, what's it called, this. Then I come to my stroke. And the stroke I'm using also, I just make sure it's outside. Then I pick a lighter version of what I used in creating that. So that was why I was able to get this 3D idea. So 3D stroke idea. So I'm going to duplicate that 3D stroke idea also to effect to Fabulous. So yeah, as you can see. So I'm going to just bring them together. Then just, what's it called, reduce it a bit. Yeah. So we can say that this is so fabulous. So Ctrl T, let me just bring it like this. Yeah. So I still have an, what's it called, a background effect I want to use. So yeah, now that is fine now. It's just a test for the background effect. So I'm going to bring it around here. So let me see if I can import it. Let me see if I still have it here. Download. Let me see if I still have the background effects. Yes. So I'm going to drag it in. I'm going to, what's it called, increase it like this. I'm going to make sure, yes. So Ctrl U. Make sure it's called, it was it called, and I'm reducing the, what's it called. Yeah. And I'll change the mode to, let me see, screen. It's not working. Overlay, soft light, yes. So I'm going to just hide it first. Yeah. Then bring it B. Okay. B. Sorry, what did I press? Oh. So sorry, let me take it back. Cancel. Cancel. Yeah. B. So I'm going to increase this. Then I'm going to actually increase my, yeah. So I'm going to paint it just to give me that effect that I want. That light bursts background effect, that's what I actually wanted. Yes, I have that now. You can see, we can see it. So I can keep that. So we're done. So I can just see what I can work on, what I can tweak, and what I cannot tweak. So yeah, before that, please convert these two together. Convert to smart objects. I'm sorry, merge shape. So I merge them together as one. Yeah. So let me bring it a bit to the side, like this. So Ctrl T. Then my warp effect, I'm going to be using fish eye. Yes, I'm using fish eye just to actually just give it a burst. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do, so it doesn't look too regular. So yeah, I'm going to leave it here like this and reduce it a bit if I want to, or better still, depending on how you want to put it. Sorry, depending on how you want to, what's it called, actually where you want it to be. So let me see if it is here. Yeah, I think I like it here. I'll just increase it, then tilt. Yeah. Yes. I think I like it here. So let me bring it under this our lights. Yes. Yeah, that works. So let me nudge it down a bit. So the next thing, Control Shift Alt E. Change everything to one thumbnail. Then before that, I used to do one effects, my color balance. So this one is just subtle for color popping, just subtle. So a bit of, not too much, magenta, a bit of red, not too much. Well, I'm still going to reduce it. Here does yellow go? Bit of blue. So I'll do that on the shadow also. A bit of magenta, a bit of red, a bit of blue. So this might look so. Now I'll make sure I change the mode to color. So it's affecting only the color. Then I'll reduce the saturation. Then I'll reduce the what's it called, the fill also a bit. So the effect is there. It's just subtle. So I'm going to just press Ctrl Shift Alt E. So convert to smart objects. Then the next thing I'll do is to come to filter, then come to camera raw filter, and just see if I can what we can enhance in the design. So wait for that to load. So just increase the contrast, increase the highlight a bit. Let me see the shadow. Can reduce the shadow, but not too much. Then increase the white, the black, like this. Then increase the vibrance, but not too much, so it doesn't take away the lightning, but increase the vibrance a bit. Yeah. Then the texture should be increased. I don't think I need the clarity here. Then I'll come to detail, sharp, reduce noise. These are I do my stuff. Then I press OK. I think I'm good with that. So there's a bit, what's it called? There's a bit of difference in what we are doing. Yeah, Mr. Demola, can you see hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, so for now you can see we now have a poster for what's it called? For Fab. Yeah.
All
So
right. This is
you
beautiful,
can
Mr.
you can take on from here.
All right, thank you so very much, Mr. Olamiju. As much as possible, we always try and make sure that we do not surpass a 2 hours mark. I'm looking at our time right now, and I think we are still on call. We really appreciate everybody for
Oh, okay.
joining. And one thing that I realize is that what is most important in art direction and Photoshop manipulation when it comes to interpreting a particular brief is realism. You need to look at your lights, you need to look at your shadows, and when you're coming up with your conceptualization, you have to ensure that what it looks so real and so original. If irrespective of the element that you're bringing together, all the elements have to be in sync, and they
In sync
all
here.
have yeah, they all have to have the same color feel and color balance. So this is very important, and that's why Mr. Olamiju tries as much as possible to take it to camera raw to now do a final color grading for it. Now, having said so, what I want us to basically note is that at the end of this session, at the description of this particular call, give us 30 minutes. We're going to be uploading the following. One, we're going to be uploading all the raw files that Mr. Olamaji used, all the images, all the creatives that were used for this particular training. We're going to be putting a Drive cloud link that you can click and get all the assets. The most important thing is not just to watch, practice step by step, because it's practicing with your skill sets that you become what's better. No matter how good experience you have with Photoshop, when you watch other people do things and you replicate those processes in your design, it enhances and sharpens your skills, especially when it comes to interpretation. So, Mr. Olamiji, do you have any final words for everyone? And does anybody have any question? Tracy, thank you so much for the amazing comments. For everybody that joined on Twitch and comment on Twitch, thank you so much. We also your comments of encouragement for the works we're doing. Let's not forget that this happens twice every month. The next session is going to be happening on the second Saturday, 5
Of
p.m.
February.
Second Saturday of February, 5 p.m. West African time, right? And last Saturday of February. So please mark it on your calendar where you come to experience design at real time and you see how design is being done. So when you see those billboards, you get to see practical experience of the brains and people behind it that make it happen. So Mr. Alamiji, your final words, please.
Yeah, first of all, I will say thank you for everyone that have joined so far, and also I'll just put this in as I used to say that design is not just for aesthetics, right? It has what's it called to solve solution, and your design can solve the solution and also look good. Do you get it? So missing the design immediately. Yeah, I feel like I get the purpose of what is being done. So what I would tell you is that put that at the back of your mind whenever you're designing. And also please the what's it called? The process that has been mentioned so far, make sure what's it called, you practicalize it, put it into action. When you do that continuously, you actually get a proper results for your what's it called, for your projects. Yeah. So that's what I would say.
All right, thank you so very much. This particular show and this particular event, Pixels Pulse, is being powered by a creative and tech community where we have over 700 creative and tech professionals. Right, go to acecreativecommunity.com and you see more information about the community and you can join various sections. By tomorrow, we're going to be releasing a new show called Hello Creative and Techies, where you get
Hello
tips.
creative.
Exactly.
I'm just I'm pumped about it, that's why.
Exactly, Mr. Alamiji. I'm also pumped where you're going to be getting tips, commentaries, and information that will help you scale. The new episode is going to be launching on by 5 p.m. West African time, 4 p.m. GMT. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We always give news, we always give training sessions like this, and we always release new shows that would help you in your creative and tech journey. Whether you're a graphic artist, a web designer, a creative, or a tech enthusiast, this is the channel what to follow. Mr. Olamiji, I believe that we have a lot of stuff for them for this year, right? Don't we?
Sure, 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 sure. As far as they are ready for me, I'm ready for them.
Exactly. We're going to going back to back to back. Our vision and our passion for you is that by the end of this year, we've all grown from whichever stage we are to the next level,
Next stage, yeah.
creating creative and tech solutions for people, and you being a better person as a designer and making money also
Yeah.
alongside, right?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure, sure. That's important.
All right, all right. I think we are still locked on time. So I'm going to give my final word. I'll hand over to Mr. Alamiji and we're going to end in this call. So, like I always say, keep acing it in all that you do. See you on the
All you
next one, Mr.
do.
Alamiji.
Yeah. Bye bye, everyone. Take care.
All
And thanks
right,
for
bye,
joining.
everyone. See you second Friday. Sorry, second Saturday
Saturday
of
of
February.
February.
Yep, we're
That's
looking
February
forward to
14th.
it. It's going to be bigger, it's going to be better, and it's going to be
Yeah.
amazing. Practice, practice,
Yeah.
practice. We'll be dropping the link. Practice to get better, and you can tag us on our various social media handles of some of the designs we've done. For those in the community, drop what you've done on the community, and we'll keep bringing more things that will get you better in your creative and tech skills. See you on the next.